Alright there folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Great to see you. Hope we're all having a good Friday night. More importantly, I hope we all took Alexander Kovacevic today. Who did it? Be honest. Great. Easy money. Tell you what, it always feels good to win, but it's always just that little bit sweeter when it's an underdog, innit? Am I right? Who's with me? Dogs, dogs, dogs. More of the same today. I think it's going to be more of the same. We're into the semi-finals over in France now. Two of the best. Going to be touching on them dead quick. Shouldn't take too long. I don't know whether it's up yet or not, but I have just done the video for the Premier League this weekend. So if you're interested, only if you're interested, of course, go and have a look at that. It should be well up by now. But we're talking tennis. So like the video for me. Get yourself subscribed. We're still getting closer. We're almost there to 500. Not long now. Do me the favour. Do yourself the favour. You want to support the channel? Links in the description and the pinned comment. Touching on that, did receive another tip today from Frank. Once again, I appreciate it, lad. You know that I do. It means a lot to me. Some of you may be sitting there going, "Oh, what the fuck's he talking about?" But the link in the description, the pinned comments, it's just there as a way to say thank you if you've been winning. You know, I'm not going to charge you for any picks. I can't stress enough how much you really don't have to. Whatever, the picks will always remain free. It's just there for those that are feeling generous. So if you've been winning, you want to say thank you for the information, whatever, it's there. Sound. Right. Let's talk about these games, innit? First off, I always want to say Frankie de Jong, but it's not. It's Jesper de Jong. Jesper de Jong, Felix Auger-Aliassime, never played each other before. 1.15 for Felix. A huge favourite. Massive favourite. Colossal. Enormous favourite. It doesn't get much bigger than this. I don't like it at all. Okay, he won his game today. He beat Boo. You know, nothing special. Break there, a break there, you know. It's quite routine. We had a feeling Felix would beat him, didn't we? Boo did keep it close, just not close enough to cover that spread, so unlucky if anyone took that. Jesper de Jong, you know, won 3 of his last 5 now. We did touch on this lad's form and how much he was struggling to get wins leading into this tournament in France, but, you know, you've got to admit this week he seems to have silenced any doubt around his commitment to this tournament. He's playing really good. I thought he got a bit lucky against Quinton Hallis because he retired. But then I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure we said take him for a set against Flavio Caboli due to Caboli being bang out of form. And he ended up beating him in straight sets too. Not only that, I'm more certain about this one. I'm pretty sure on yesterday's video we said take him for the set against Talon Griekspoor. Just because Talon Griekspoor looked very, very close to defeat against Richard Gasquet. And I didn't get to watch all the games today because I was in work, but I caught a little bit of it. And Talon Griekspoor looked like he was suffering from one hell of a hangover from that Gasquet performance. Straight sets for de Jong. Great stuff. Great stuff. People doubted him against Caboli. He shut everyone up. And I imagine a lot of people, if not everyone, I even said myself, Griekspoor should be winning, didn't I? But I just couldn't trust him to after what I've seen. Didn't touch you. Hindsight's 2020. We could always say, oh, we should have took this, we should have took that. Doesn't matter. Jesper de Jong got it done in the end. We had a feeling he'd be able to do something in that one. A lot better than his previous outing here in Montpellier. He ended up getting beaten qualifying last year by Hugo Blanchette, so massive improvements as we can see. Felix. No Felix. 4 of his last 5. Not going to talk about the Davidovich-Fekina game because he was great before it and he's been, well, arguably just as good since. Did win the title start of the season in Adelaide, beat Corder in the final. We spoke about that. We also spoke about him having 6 titles now under his belt. He beat Artik Zhou. Yeah, Artik Zhou got past him in straight sets. We spoke about him coming back from 2-5 down in the second set tiebreak. Fantastic stuff. And won rather convincingly today against Boo in straight sets. I'm pretty sure he got to the semi-finals last year before he got smoked by Alexander Boo. He didn't get smoked exactly, I'm talking nonsense. That was 3 very close sets, but this spot was the end of the road for him last year. Alexander Bublik, this time last year, probably gotta say is a lot tougher of an opponent than this version of Jesper de Jong. I'm just guessing. I'm assuming. I assume he was, but I can't be certain. I can't. I keep saying, don't I? I keep saying, and it keeps working for us. If there's no reason for you to bet against someone, don't bet against them. Don't let the odds make your mind up for you. I try and make my decision. You watch enough tennis, you usually know what the odds are going to be yourself. You know who's the favourites and who's not. You don't have to look at odds, but I'm guilty of it myself. Sometimes I'll look at a game and I'll go, oh no, I think this will be good. I think he'll be close, and you'll see the odds and go, oh fucking hell, maybe not. You can't do that. You can't think like that. I said it yesterday when he was 1.3. I said that's usually the price we have to pay for Felix Auger-Aliassime to let us down, and he didn't. Luckily enough, I know the version of Felix that I'm expecting to turn up. I know he beats Jesper de Jong. I know he's better. We all do. There's no question about it. Can we trust him now? Are we ready to trust him when we weren't ready to trust him in the Boo match? Have we seen enough? Are we ready to trust Aliassime to take him? You're essentially like losing money. It's crazy. It's like 1.1. That's like Carlos Alcaraz odds. That's like Yannick Sinner odds. That's not Felix Auger-Aliassime odds, and he has only had the one loss, but it was the state of the loss, wasn't it? It was the state of the loss. If you can capitulate like that in that setting, you could probably do it in this too. Although it is only best of 3. Maybe all this doesn't mean anything. Like, do we live in a world where we're even questioning if Felix Auger-Aliassime is going to get beat by Jesper de Jong? Apparently so. As far as a value bet goes, I'll leave you with this, and it's quite obvious, innit? 1.75 on the spread, Jesper de Jong plus the 4.5 games. Sounds alright, doesn't it? Sounds alright. Like I say, it's very achievable for Felix if the right person turns up. But going off how de Jong's played, I mean, you've probably got to take him plus that 4.5. Am I wrong? He's a massive underdog, and I think he showed really, really good tennis this week, don't you? I'm expecting him to put up quite the fight. If anything, who knows? He may win it. Stranger things have happened. It'll be very interesting to say the least. We're going to move on, but I would be looking at Jesper de Jong plus the 4.5 games in that one. I don't know about him taking the set. It's completely up to you. You're not just betting on Felix. You're not going to parlay that 1.1 with the chance of it just killing you off for basically no profit whatsoever. So let me know. Anyone got anything on the total? Are you taking Felix minus the 4.5? Couldn't talk you off that. Couldn't talk you off that at all. Let me know. But finishing us off, seeing us out, we have got Andrei Rublev, Alexander Kovacevic. First time he've ever played. Rublev, very, very big favourite. Not as big as Felix though. Not as big as Felix. 1.2 for Andrei Rublev. We are getting the American at 3.54. I was very, very, very happy with him today. It was a strange one. Even though he was an underdog pick, do you ever get those picks where you look at it before... Oh, sorry, let me just move that. You see it before the odds come out. You make a decision. The odds come out. You see the odds and go, oh my god, that's a really good price. But it seems too easy. Even though it's an underdog, I was 100% certain that Kovacevic was going to beat him today. And I very rarely take just dogs on the money line. You know me. I'm more of a double guy. 2.2 for Kovacevic today seemed like free money to me. Even though it was a dog, it seemed like the right thing to do. To the point where it was sort of an obvious pick and it didn't feel like an underdog. But I was surprised when I checked that the amount of people that were taking Alexander Bublik today. Now, I thought I just got it completely wrong, but I don't know about you. I'd watched Kovacevic every one of his games this tournament, and even a few games before it. I've been more than impressed, and I remain impressed by this lad. He has come on leaps and bounds. Rublev, little Ruby Tuesday. Probably going to beat Basilashvili today, weren't he? Probably going to do him 5-2 up in the first. Georgian ended up retiring. Would have liked to have seen a fully fit Basilashvili there, seen how that turned out, although it probably would have been somewhat similar to what we had. Now, as I imagine you are too, I know there's a lot of yous over the months I've seen it. I'm a Rublev fan, and I know there's a lot of Rublev fans in the channel. If you're a fan of tennis, it's kind of hard not to be a fan of Andrei Rublev. He's such a good player, man. Such a good player, and his results as of late do not reflect him as a player at all. Like, they really do. There's something going on, isn't there, as we've discussed, but we don't need to go into it. He has really, really struggled, and there's nothing that I would love to see more, especially this season, than Andrei Rublev get back to winning ways, because the player that stands before us here, the amount of potential that he got, we know what he's about, don't we? This is the thing. Like, some people look at it and go, oh, he's in the top 10, like it doesn't get much better than that. But I don't think being the 10th best in the world is that fucking good for Andrei Rublev. I think he's top 5. I really do. Can't think. You finished in the top 10. I'm trying to think last year. Like, Alex de Minaur was in the final. He's better than the Demon on his day. He is. Casper Ruud. He's better than Casper Ruud on his day. Top Stefanos Tsitsipas. Say he's better than Tsitsipas. I don't know. Like, depending on what the surface is, he's probably better than Tsitsipas. I think he is. Prime for prime. Um, yeah. So my point be like, I'm happy he's here. I expected him to beat Eubanks. We all knew he was going to. We had a feeling he'd beat Basilashvili, although there was no odds for it yesterday. I know I didn't really talk about it that much, but there's only really one winner in that game, isn't there? If both of them turn up. But with that being said, although he's beat Eubanks and he's beat Basilashvili, he is still bang out of form. He is, and I want to take him. I want to trust him. I do. I'm getting there. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving the fact that he's just getting the wins. That's all that matters at this point. He just needs to get wins. He didn't look good against Fabian Madison. He didn't look that good. Well, I didn't say he didn't look that good. It was quite the upset. 3 sets. And he was other games, even leading up to this, finishing last season off, he was in an absolute stinker. I just don't know. I can't trust him just yet, and it's paining me too, because I'd love to see him win this one. Like I say, if he wins this one, and I'd love to see him and Felix Auger-Aliassime in a final, and I'd love nothing more than Rublev to beat him. I think that'd be we're all for that, surely, aren't we? Is it going to happen? Well, that's another question that remains to be answered, doesn't it? Because his opponents here, the American Kovacevic, man, fuck me, won 5 straight now. We've already spoke about the title that he won earlier on. Fantastic. I had a look at his stats before. All season, he's been clocking, like, you can call it pretty much 80% or over, roundabout, on the first serve points since the start. It's unbelievable. And the second serve's been pretty good too. It's barely, and I mean barely, dipping below 50. As I mentioned, we took him against Alexander Bublik. That didn't seem like an underdog pick, even though it was. Considering Alexander Bublik, he's a multi-time champion here. He was the defending champion as well, and Kovacevic made him look like a scrub. Saved all his break points. I think he faced 8. Sorry, I've got it. Offered up 8 break points. Did that Alexander today, and that is just 1 break point less than what he has faced in his last 3 games, all tournaments. So he faced 8 today against against Bublik, and then I think he's faced 9 between obviously Bellucci, Goffin, and Carreño Busta. I think he faced the majority of them against David Goffin when he got broke twice, did he? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He won anyway. Still very impressed, I'm still impressed. And he still give me no reason to go against him. He still give me no reason whatsoever. I took him against Bellucci. I've had my eye on him. I took him against Bellucci. I was brave enough for the set. Should have just took him to win. I bit the bullet and I took him on the money line at the dog price to beat Bublik today, and I'm very happy with that. He was very, very convincing. Just not slowing down. Not slowing down. Contrary to what the bookies would have you to believe, I actually think Alexander Kovacevic is going to put up a massive, massive fight against Andrei Rublev, who, as we've just mentioned, is still bang out of form. He is. He really is. What's that spread? You say? 3.5 games for Alexander Kovacevic on the spread. That's me, folks. That's going to be a bit of me. I think I'm going to be going for the 3 on the row, go for the 3-peat, or whatever you call it. I think he might win, I think he might win. He's been so good. He's been so good, man. I don't think this is the point where he runs into Rublev, especially this version of Andrei Rublev, and it all comes crumbling down. I think he can cover that 3.5. I'm willing to bet that he does. That's what I'm going for anyway. Let's wrap this up. Get your stuff in the comments, discuss it amongst yourselves, share with the group, don't be shy. Right then, I'll be saying good night to you, folks. I appreciate you stopping by. As always, like and subscribe for me if you would. Take care of yourself, take care of one another, enjoy the tennis, let's go get that cash today, and I'll see you tomorrow.